What's up? Just Jip in the house, okay? So I'm constantly making these videos, and I really want to stop. Well, I don't really want to stop. I really want to keep doing them in a way, but I got a lot of viewers want to see other things. But I want to try to do this in 15 minutes. I've made many versions of this, but I can't do it in 15 minutes. So I'll just do it until the time runs out. Basically, this video is about you getting control of yourself, and it's really easy. Okay, I started doing these things too, working with my kids and everything, and I'm just going to jump straight into it. Okay, like I said in my other videos, there are two kinds of thinking habits that we have. Okay, this is just anybody, no one's special. Okay, there are two kinds of thoughts we have. One is, I guess it would be called the nature, the laws of nature. Okay, the laws of nature. Okay, but I just like to call them equations. I like to call them equations because it's better people understand an equation. A simple equation is 1 plus 1 equals to 2. Okay, that's a simple equation. Everyone understands it. Whoever understands math. If you're a baby, or a young kid, you don't understand pluses, then you have 2 zeros. Basically, that's all it is. When you see this, you're going to immediately say, hey, 2 zeros, that's it. Okay? This here causes no emotional activity at all. Nothing. Okay? Here, we have another one that is called free will. Okay? I like to call it imagination, okay, imagination. I'm trying to keep my printing a little decent today, okay. Imagination is a product or image, an image that has no equation to it, okay. This is not real, okay. So, of course, when you're going through life, you want to say, hey, I want to live things according to nature. Okay, most people tend to try to do that, but most people fall into the free will part where they're just going to imagination. Now, there's something very different and very important about the two of these. This difference, very important. The difference between this and this is here you must have an equation for this image to have an effect on anyone. You have to have something here. But as we see, there is nothing there. So what is supplied to make this image real? Well, what I figured out with myself is these are the glands in the body wherever, and they flow and flowing, and it makes your body feels tingly. Okay? This here is what makes this real. So you have this image, there's nothing to make this image. So they supply the emotions or your hormones, adrenaline, endorphins, everything else, it all shoots into here. And when it's here, this good feeling translates into this. So basically what it is, let's see, how can I do it? Yeah, I guess something like that. Or they can, maybe it's probably better to put the fluid into here. Yeah, that's better. Okay, that's what I was doing. That's what I'm going to do, is change that. Okay? So So put the fluid straight into here, okay? And the hormones and everything is in here, okay? But that's just an imagination, that's what you're doing. Really, you just have an image, and there is no connection here except for, there's absolutely no connection, okay, except for just your feelings are going through your body and your image is here, okay? And so that's what you're doing. Basically, you have an image and you have your emotions, the flowing of your emotions, and as long as that image is there, this is flowing, you're going to believe this image. This is what I think causes a lot of oppression and problems that we have in our life. Slavery, racism, discrimination, all of those things, except for the laws of nature, as far as, bugs eating parts of your body that, sometimes they help, sometimes they destroy, they got their life and what they do too. But as far as the human-on-human contact, there is no law of nature, nothing that justifies or make a reality of what's going on today. Nothing. Everything, pretty much everything that's going on today is due to an image. Okay? It's due to an image. So you say, well, I don't believe you, or it's difficult. Well, just the fact that people are using belief. This is a belief. A belief. Just for the mere fact that you're using a belief is proof that you're over here. Because here, 1 + 1 = 2, you do not have to believe that. There's no belief in this. It's real, it's knowledge, it is competence. Competence. Okay? And this is confidence. Confidence. Okay? There's a big difference between these. You take a test. I was talking to a friend the other day. I'm this Japanese guy, and he said he took a test to work in a school as a real teacher because he's a substitute teacher. So I said, well, how do you do on the test? He said, well, I believe I did well. And I said, what do you mean you believe you did well? He said, yeah, I believe I did well. And I said, well, don't you know? And he says, no. And I said, well, why don't you know? You studied for the test, right? He said, yes. And then I said, well, you should know whether you passed or not. He said, well, I believe I did. I said, listen, it does not make any sense at all for you to study for a test and then not know how well you did on a test when all the answers are right there. When you study for a test, every test that you study for, you should get 100%, or at least you should know the score that you're going to get. I went to the military, I took a test for the graduation test at the end of the, what is it called, the basic training. We did the test, we studied, went over the test, and I got a 91%. As soon as the test was over, I said, hey, I got a 91%. No one believed me, the teacher got upset, and everyone else, because I wasn't the favorite person in the class anyway. And because I wasn't cool, right? Okay, so when the results came a few weeks later, then we all stand at attention, and the squad leader, of course, she didn't really like me that much either. Well, it wasn't that she didn't like me, but I don't really think she too much cared about me, but she had her favorites, though, I believe. I believe, right? No, I know she had favorites. So, she said somebody in the class got a 91%, and she said, everybody, turned to this one guy, who was a white guy, maybe blonde hair, maybe blue eyes, I'm not sure. But he was, because he was this kind of like this white image of beauty, which he was not. He was not an ugly person by any means at all. So, if, getting rid of racism and everything, if a girl saw him, then if she wasn't interested in color or anything like that, or height, because he was probably about this tall, he wasn't that tall, they would like him, okay? And we were on the bus going to this other place, and these black women were on there too, and they were like talking to him. Only one talked to me, but everyone was just after him. I don't know why, but it was just after him and stuff. But everyone thought he got the test. He got 91% on the test. Of course, that's just appearance thing, all of that stuff. And she read my name. It was a 91, just like I said. I jumped up, said, yeah, I got 91%. I was happy. But, you know, that was short-lived because more than half the class got 45% or less, they failed the class. So the whole thing is, when you're living in life, you should be competent. There's nothing on this planet that is beyond your ability to comprehend. There is nothing. The only thing that is, because these objects are here, it's just the names that are there labeled by that you have to understand. But things move, your body moves, there's pressure, this, that, and all you have to do is understand the vocabulary, because the mathematics is only putting things together and taking them apart and adding them, and that's it, in just different ways, and that's it. So, getting back to the free will thing, this here is going to be the cause of drug addiction. Drug addictions, I think that's right. If it's wrong, criticize me later. Gang violence, low grades. This is going to be the attention deficit, something. Okay, this is the cause of marriage problems. Okay, marriage problems. My handwriting is getting a little sloppy. This is discrimination in all of its forms. Any kind of crime, anything that is negative. Okay? Anything that is negative that you do. Anything that is negative that you do. And I'm not saying that there are things where people do to preserve yourself. If you do things to preserve yourself, that is not, that has nothing to do with that. That will be this, because your body, by the law of nature, will protect yourself. I will give you a story. I was talking to a friend, and I was talking about what I believe are the, you have 3 levels. You have the unconscious, spell it right, the unconscious, the subconscious, oh, I know I'm spelling that wrong. Subconscious, I think that might be it. Okay, so here, the unconscious, maybe. Unconscious, and then the subconscious, and the conscious. Conscious. Boy, I am not doing this over. I'm gonna have to go. I can't even go online and find this. I think that's it. Yeah. Subconscious. Or is it the science conscious? But it doesn't matter. But anyway, the top is going to be the top is going to be, yeah, that's right. Okay. The top actually is the upper level. To me, this is the highest level. Okay, highest, and this is the middle. Okay, and this is the lowest. Okay, lowest. Right now we are here. Right now we're supposed to get here. The only way to get here is to do this. That's it. The lowest is here. Okay. The subconscious, subconscious is more or less like a ladder, but it's a ladder, but it's also an instructor, or a deliverer of messages from the subconscious. I mean the unconscious. The unconscious. Okay, so this is how it works. I was talking to some friends. I'm just back in LA maybe about 20 years ago, 1995, so it was before I came here, so it was about 20 years ago, or 20 years ago, 21 to 22 years ago. And so I was talking about this, and I was saying, don't you know how it is that voice that tells you on the multiplication test, you have an A, B, C, D, and when you're taking the test, something's always just giving you the answer if you're paying attention, right? And my friend said, yeah, but I always write A, and then when I get my test, this is wrong, and this should have been the answer, you know? And I said, yeah, I do that too. And so I'm thinking to myself, why is that? So, to make a long story short, what I come to realize is that your unconscious, this laws of nature, if it's a God or whatever, I'm not sure, but I think it's the upper level you. And it's telling you, what it is, I think it's a game. Basically, it's a game that's been played. And the game, or this unconscious really is the conscious, but it's unconscious to us at this level. The subconscious means that the subconscious and the unconscious are in constant contact, okay? But this unconscious tells the subconscious what to do. The subconscious understands that everything the unconscious tells it to do is correct, so it relays a message to us. And then it's up to us to do it or not to do it. Take out your trash now, or take out in the morning. Oh, I overstepped the trash, man, already went back, so you got double pounds and all this stuff, extra weeks of trash that, extra week of trash that you got, right? So this is what's going on. So I said, it's like when you get into a fight. Our upper level us all know each other. They're all communicate. So maybe that's that psychic, telepathic thing that's going on. They all communicate. But they're all cool. Okay? And so you have one that's here and one that's here. And then you got the person. You got the person. And let's say this person is angry at this person for some reason. And so this person starts thinking like this and getting real crazy with the images. Now, what makes this images real is because of this here. So let me explain it real quick. When you have an image, the first thing, like guys look at a beautiful woman, or a woman looks at a handsome guy. You get these feelings, like when you're watching TV and see these actors, you get these feelings. When you get these feelings, you see that person. And that actor is just a regular human being just like you. All of their lives are probably not even as good as your life. Only thing they might have over you is just money. But do they have real fans? Do they have, do they really take care of their families the way, quote unquote, is supposed to be done? Are they happy with themselves? Do they feel accomplished? How much education they have? Blah, 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 blah. We don't look at that. All we do is to see them, and we got this image of this person here. But this image doesn't really mean anything. It only means something because we release our glands, our hormones. But we have to understand that you have the full control of releasing it yourself. And if you want to understand when you're releasing it, when you're sitting there and you're stuck in a thought, and you can't move, pay attention to what's going on, because what you're doing is you're exerting pressure on your glands and you're releasing this stuff. And you can act, well, I don't know about you, but I can feel it. I can feel it going through my body little bit by little bit until it gets out. Then I stop and I go, whoa, what am I doing? So I move and stuff, so I can burn it off. Because if you don't burn it off, I think it might cause stress or something like that later on, or build up and stuff like that. So you see this image, and you create this image of this movie star, and whatever this image is probably not even true. But what it is you're saying that this person makes you feel good, but it's not the image that makes you feel good. It's you that's making you feel good. And the reason you're making yourself feel good is probably beyond my imagination, but in reality, there is no equation here because to make this image real. So only thing that's making it real is your feelings, because when your hormones and all that stuff are flowing through your body, you're feeling that, and that is real, okay? But you're attaching it to something else that's not real. So you're saying that it's this image that made this flow, but it wasn't that made it flow. It was this you that made it flow, and you just attached it. So it's like if you see a girl and she's not your type, and she walks over to you like a lot of women do and say, hey, you know, I think you're a handsome guy, you know, I want to go out with you, or I want to do something more intimate with you. Then a lot of guys, if they're not feeling her, they ain't had an image and they're not feeling her, they just see this, a person sitting there, and there's no image, he's going to say no. Women will do the same thing and say no. And then you have to wonder, why is it that these educated women are going after these gangbangers, and it's because, or these, not gang, I shouldn't say gangbangers, I'm sorry, I tell you gangbangers, because you guys are just going after the wrong field and stuff. But after these so-called thugs, they call them and stuff like that. And what it is, the only reason they're going after these thugs is because the image they have of what they see. They say, I see this guy, he got this car, blah, 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 blah. And they have this image of what a car is, or they got this image and they got these storylines and all of this stuff. And so they just hitting all these different images, which is just, you know, making them, you know, release all their hormones and stuff. So they just going crazy and crazy. And then no matter what he does to her or what she does to him, as long as that image is there and he or she keeps filling it up, they're going to go through the abuse and the crime that's committed against them. That's the same thing that goes on in all of this here, black on black, marriage problems, dealing with your kids, everything. It's all because of this image that you create, and you don't have any reason for it, or you don't know what to do with the situation that happens, because maybe you are looking at the wrong situation. So you're thinking it's this situation, but it's not. It's this situation, and you're trying to figure out, well, what happened? And there's nothing there, so you just create this possibility or this solution, and then you go into it, and it causes negative reactions. That deals with everything. I'm telling you, everything. The first person, whoever became the king or whatever, you know, for some reason, maybe he didn't probably understand this, or maybe they did. I don't think they did, but what the people say, I'm a king, I am God. And these people really don't know what a God is, but if somebody all of a sudden just said, wow, I'm God! Well, of course, the flow of the hormones are going to flow, because your body is subjected to something that is called vibrations. Vibrations. This here, everyone in the world is subjected to it. When things vibrate, and they hit those glands, because they can penetrate your body, like if it was the wind, like your body wasn't there. And when they hit those glands, it's going to release all of the hormones, whatever, those chemicals, whatever, and it's going to get you high. That's all they do, is get you high, and you feeling good. And if you're doing that and you don't have a reason to do it, or you're not moving, then it's going to cause stress. So you have to move something. Something has to move so you can burn it off, because it's almost like gas. You have to burn it off. So that's why when you're listening to music and you got that boom, 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 your body is being hit with that vibration. It's called movement. And it hit a gland, bam, the glands compress, it's stressed, the fluid flies out, you're like, whoa! Yeah, oh, I'm feeling that, I'm feeling that. And so you start feeling it, you get all in the days, and next thing you know, you're doing all kinds of dancing, and you know, you're freaking and everything, because they call it freaking and everything, but that's just the way your body moves. Your body I can't just like twist my head, you know, like this, You know, there's nothing there. So your body moves and moves. And these are all in, you know, and people say, oh, it's sexual. Well, when you have sex, well, it's only one way you can have sex, because you got to move so you can create vibration. And that vibration is going to eventually cause you to release your sperm into the woman so you can produce. And the only way you can have sex is you got to move your body back and forth, and that is it, because of the way your phallus is created. Okay? If it had hinges, then you would hinge, or whatever. And so people see that, and what they're doing is they are creating some image in their head of what they perceive as what sex is, and then because it's causing this, and it's got this good feeling, and then they're going to say, well, that's bad, you know, and this is good, but there's nothing bad about sex and having children, because that is the future. That's just the law of nature, period, because the day that man stopped producing, the last man is gone off this earth, and maybe if there are other people out, they might come here, they might not, but nature will produce something else, because I believe that nature is in itself, without, I don't know, mental whatever, I don't know, but nature, I believe, is trying to create, or melanin or whatever, is trying to create the perfect vessel, and that it can find to live in, that's uncorruptible, that can live forever, that can do anything. And that's what I believe, but I could be way off on that. Okay? So, getting back to the main point, is that when you are doing this, let's say you wake up in the morning, for you guys to wake up in the morning and drink beer in the morning. Well, when you wake up and you see that beer, or you smoke, and let's do this with smokers, it's good. Okay, or people that's doing drugs and stuff, right? So, you see a cigarette, or beer, what should I use? Okay, cake. Okay, so cake is better. So you're overweight and you see cake. When you see that cake, in reality, what makes that cake good is the artificial flavoring. So that means you can get some sugar, you can get artificial flavoring, and dip it on your tongue, and you'll get the same feeling. Or you can mix a whole bunch of more, you know, mix them up, put a little sugar in there, and that's it. And you eat it, and you would get the same flavor. Okay, it would be a lot cheaper. It won't be healthier for you, but it might keep the weight off, you know, because of all the other stuff that's added in it, the flour and the milk and all this other stuff that may or may not be good for you, and things like that. But what it is when you see that cake, you start having an image of this taste that maybe you've had before. So you have this image, and you say, oh, it's going to taste like this, it's going to taste like that. And so you're going to release your hormones, so your body can be stimulated and vibrated and move and little drugged and feeling good and get you excited and things like that. And what it does is you're thinking that it's the cake that's making you want to eat, but it's not. It's this here that is making you create or go after this image that really cannot ever be duplicated. It cannot ever be duplicated. Okay? What it is when you eat, you have this feeling here, you have this feeling here, and that's it. You got this feeling here with this cake, and you're feeling good. But when you eat this cake, what's going to happen is the chemicals and everything in the cake is going to make you're already going to be flowing, okay? Your hormones are already going to be flowing because you've released it, because of the excitement, oh, I'm going to eat this cake. Then when you put that cake in your mouth, that cake, the chemicals, or, you know, and I mean not bad chemicals, you know, the vitamins or whatever in there, plus the artificial flavors, whatever in there, are also going to make your body react in such a way where it's going to cause more of your hormones to be release, and then you're like, this cake is better than what I thought, but that's not the case. What it is my feelings are being released more than what I was thinking. And so you eat that cake, and you eat that cake, and you eat that cake, and when you finish eating that cake, you got a stomach ache, you got gas, you got this. And what I'm saying is this image here that you created will never happen in real life, because in this image, you're not thinking about the heart attack that you're going to have maybe next week. Or maybe, and I shouldn't even say that because next week I'll be ill. Okay, but anyway, you're not thinking about the pain or the gas or the other natural reactions due to the items that you put in your mouth. You're not going to think that. So you eat the cake, you're sitting there like, oh, I feel so terrible, I want to throw up, you know? And you say, well, and in reality, you know, if you had a second, you're like, you thought it was going to be good, that cake isn't good. And that's what goes on. So when you're in school, you have your kids. This is real. That's not. The reason they have no interest in this is because they are not putting their feelings in here. No one's doing this. No one is doing this. No one is doing this. Now they might do it at the finished product, but what is the difference between this and this? What is the difference? You're going through it. Math is nothing but shapes. You have x, it's just going to be a dot located somewhere in space. Then you have x plus 1, and it's going to turn into a line. You have x squared, and it's going to turn into a parabola. And then you have x cubed, which is going to be some crazy whatever, you know. But math is just a shape, okay? Images are a figment of your imagination, is free will. This is which people get caught up in religion, with crime, and everything, okay? Because whenever you do any action, the first thing you need to ask yourself is this what is the intellectual reasoning, I think it's reasoning, or reasons, but I just like reasoning because it is, you know. Reasoning, gotta get my spelling here correct. Reasoning for this action or thought before it becomes an action. Okay. What is the intellectual reasoning? If you live your life like this, then you're going to be able to break free from oppression. Why? Because everyone is in here. These vibrations bother everyone, from the king, anyone that's flesh is going to be subjected to the vibrations that hits their body. So that's like when you hear thunder, boom, whoa, you know, and then music comes in and it gets you, and then you got the keys and how they're moving, and it might squirt, and as it's going and squirting through your body, it's just making you crazy in your body. So that's why I asked you guys in my other video, foot massager, get on that foot massager, do what I say, it's in the video, foot massager video, and put your feet on it and do it exactly, and you're going to feel the different ways that your body is going to, or the different ways how the releasing of those hormones in your body is going to make you feel, and it's going to make you not want to go to work. It's going to make you not want to have sex and nothing. Then you're going to sit there and you're going to like, wait a minute, what's my life all about? Because it's not about this. Okay, you don't need to go work 8 hours just to go eat when you can plant your own food. When you got women out there and men out there who can create their own, make their own clothes. what's the purpose of money? Money is just an illusion so that you can get something. But once you get it, you want to buy a house. But when you get in that house, you see the picture, oh, I want a house. You get that house, and when you walk in that house, it's good. But 3-4 minutes after you're in that house, this connection here ceases to exist. And then you're going to like, oh, man. And then if you don't buy the house in cash with the money that you invested in to help other countries, pay other people to build something at the cheapest, lowest price so you can sell it to other people at a high price and get part of the profits, then when things are starting to go down and stuff like that, then what's going to happen is you're going to say, oh, I made a mistake, why did I buy this house, blah, 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 I got to clean this house, the repairs, blah, blah, blah. And so what I'm saying is the image, okay? Drug addictions. Drug addiction. Why do you take drugs? This is it. That's all. You got this feeling, I'm going to take this drug and I want to feel like this. You guys, it's easy to break drug addiction. You just have to say, okay, I'm thinking about this and it feels good. So, okay. So if you're thinking in your mind that you're going to have drugs and you got that feeling, that's it. You did it. Okay? Because your hormones make you high. A lot of your hormones make you high. They get your adrenaline goes through. It presses a lot of pressure in your body because your body can only take so much pressure before it dysfunctions. And in order for you not to feel that pressure, you are going to have to release a lot. I'm thinking it's endorphins and other things, and you're going to have to release a lot of it. And it's almost like having morphine. And endorphins is a chemical that's naturally produced in your body. It's just like morphine. Exactly the same. Does the same thing. So all of your problems. Your kids are going to school. Again, they can't pay attention because they're imagining this. Tell your kids, listen, when you go to school, when you see this one has a unit behind it. It could be $1, or it could be one car, or it could be a bike, or it could be a house, or it could be a unit of measurement, or it could be a beat, or it could be a diamond. It doesn't matter. There's a unit here, you make that unit, whatever unit you want, and you get excited for doing this, because if you have one diamond, and one diamond, then you're going to end up with 2 of them. Okay, and if you want to get excited over having 2 diamonds, you get excited because this is what it is, and you have 2 diamonds in your hands, and that's it. What's the excitement of having 2 diamonds in your hand? There is no excitement. The only thing that's going to make these diamonds exciting in your hand is if you actually understand what you can create with the diamonds. But I believe that your hormones, because like, okay, dig this. You got a new iPhone, or you got a new this, or you got a new that. Having those items are good. It's okay because they're going to create this image so you can do this. And when you release your adrenaline, there is not one time when your adrenaline is bad. It doesn't make you feel good. That's all it's supposed to do, to protect the body at all costs, to the best of its ability. So when you are sad, okay, when you have that image and you're looking, you're like, wow, this is so cool. Wow, this is so cool. I got these 2 diamonds. But you just put them in, you wear them. And you walk around, you're like, yeah, I got 2 diamonds. Yeah, I'm bad, I'm cool. But what are those 2 diamonds? What are the properties of those diamonds? What can they really do to create something even better than you just imagine in your mind that you're cool or something like that? Because after a while, you're going to stop wearing the property, okay? Or you're wearing pearls. What is it making you? All you're doing, the diamonds does not create this, okay? Riding my bike does not create, no, riding a bike will create it because it's movement. So I'm feeling good and I get the muscles and stuff like that. But it's not going to create an image. I create an image and it's going to create this. Okay? When you go into school, you have to tell your kids this, that. You have to explain this to them. When your kid starts to talking, that means that they probably don't understand what's going on, or they don't have value. They don't put value. Okay, I wouldn't say value, but they don't see the evidence, the concrete evidence of this. And so some kids, they get so into their imagination that they'll start talking to them, or they can't pay attention. And I'm telling you, it happens in my class all the time. So I give my students, I say, stop, you're imagining things, and start jumping. And they jump, and it closes those valves. Okay? It closes those valves, and I get about maybe 5 or another 10 minutes. And so then one day, I made a little small image of the same thing, and I told the kids, I said, when you're talking to each other and you're not paying attention, this is what you're doing. You're imagining, what are you talking about? Why are you talking? I did it to my son. I said, why are you doing this? Do you have a reason? He said, no. I said, is it fun? He said, yeah. I said, okay. He said, this is fun, what they're talking about. I said, but where's the fun? Is the fun in your mind because you're thinking in your mind? Is it here or is it here? Hello? Wait, I'm making a video. Shh. 2 minutes, okay? Okay. So, I said, is the feeling in your mind or is it here? And he said, it's here. I said, but where's the equation? Is the equation here or is here? He said, it's here. And I said, well, if the equation is here, then what you doing here? And he said, well, I said, well, it's only because you don't understand this. So when you understand this, then you can have fun. The whole thing that's going on in schools right now is these kids getting the repetition of this jump, and they don't see the significance of it, and it could be a lot of just due to they can make these imaginations because of this. This is what's controlling you. You are not, what is it called? You are not, whoa. Here, it's okay. We are not mentally controlled. No, you're not psychologically controlled. You are emotionally controlled. And until you understand that, you will always, 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 always be a slave to your, you'll always be a slave to your emotions or to whoever is controlling you, okay? So this, please, this here. Okay, but I gotta go. So I'll make a new video later, okay? I'm out. Okay.